Hello and welcome to the circuit at Bordeaux Mérignac in the southwest of France for the second round of the French Drift Championships 2013. 53 pilots are here to fight to the finish. It's a nice change compared to the awful weather we have in Lebanon during the first round. Vive le drift, as they say here in France. Hope you like the show. During the first round of the French Drift Championships, which took place in Lebanon, we saw an unprecedented podium with, let me remind you, the victory of Rafael Zanato in first place in his Mustang, followed by Peter Van Wyck in his BMW E46, and in third place, Thierry Dubois in his Nissan. We had terrible weather and rain over in Lebanon, and everyone went home much wetter than when they arrived. It was great. Quite a complicated weekend. Can't believe I came first place. I'm really pleased. We are now going to meet Rafael Zanato, who came first in the first round of the championships at Lebanon, and he's going to let us have a closer look at his Ford Mustang. Rafael is only 27 years old, and he surprised us all by showing us what he could do on the circuit at Lebanon at the end of April. He showed us his potential in drift, a hobby he chose for his love of skidding. He started on two wheels, then went on to driving a quad. Big American cars is another passion, therefore it's not surprising to find him at the wheel of a Ford Mustang. I first started with this Ford Mustang, which still had its original engine. So for 2 years I drove it with an atmospheric engine with 300 horsepower, which wasn't easy driving during the competitions. But seeing as it's quite heavy, it was okay. We tightened up the engine last year, so now it has 600 horsepower and it weighs 1.4 tonnes. That is definitely how to get respect here on the track at Mérignac, but it's more a matter of control and technique once behind the wheel. If the track is wet, it's extremely slippery and difficult to control the car, but it's also complicated on a dry track because you have to accelerate more and calculate the angles to do well. So you have a sequence of techniques to learn and respect, and it can prove to be quite hard. It's obviously going well for Rafael, or Rafiti Zanato as he is known. He has come here today with his own style and show, which will definitely help him. Well, now that I arrived first in the first round of the championships, it was a big surprise and I was really happy. I hope to get a good score, and who knows, I might come first in this round too. Well, Rafael knows the competition will be fierce and he's constantly looking behind him at his rivals. Well, Laurent Cousin scares me a bit. He's last year's champion and he's crazy. And then there's the Dark Dog team, who are well equipped and have powerful machines. The competition is open and Rafael is well aware that everyone has a chance for victory. The most important thing is not to be distracted and lose track of the goal.
Keep drifting fun.
This year, for the French Drift Championships 2013, the judges are assisted by a telemetric system. It's a little electronic box which is attached to the boot of each car, and now we're going to tell you how it works. When the pilots are in full throttle during the qualifications, or when a battle is judged on particular details, it's difficult for the judges to calculate and mark them with accuracy. The Drift Championships this year have adopted a method which was used for the King of Europe Championships and has proved to be efficient. With a little bit of Velcro and a small electronic box, we're ready to go. I've just put on the telemetric box, which will allow us to calculate in real time the speed and position of the vehicle. In fact, it's just a gyroscope and accelerometer with an integrated satellite navigator, which you can also find on any ordinary mobile phone. A gyroscope, an accelerometer and a satellite navigator, which allows us to calculate the speed and angle of the car, is essential equipment for the judges. The electronic precision to know the exact speed and angle of the vehicle is very important. We can't calculate the speed just by watching, so the telemetric does it for us. It allows us to have precise figures during the race. For example, during Adam Kerem's qualification round for the European Championships 2012. Starting now with Adam Kerem's first round. A good start, an almost perfect curve on that hairpin there. So that was 28.9, which is almost perfect on that first round. During the qualifications, the judges' mark counts for 40 points, and on top of that, the electronic data counts for 60 points. We give points to the pilot for his trajectory, the path he follows, and then at the end of the qualifications, we'll look at the speed and data given by the telemetric. During the battles, the telemetrics are used to decide between two pilots who have an equal score. So, what do the pilots think? There's always someone who says that there's favouritism and preferences for a certain pilot. Friends who obviously say, "You're the best, you're the greatest." But with a telemetric, you can't cheat. I absolutely agree. In the last year, because we haven't had the telemetric system for very long in France, it's enabled us to avoid long discussions and debates over the scores. It makes the sport more professional, mistakes are less likely to occur. Even afterwards, when the pilots want to see the judges to talk to them about their score, it's easier to understand their decision when we can see the figures. It's straightforward. To measure the pilot's technique more accurately, with the telemetric system, the French Drift Championships has been provided with a good asset. I am standing just at the end of the first curve on the track, and we can see that the drift is on a distinct line. I am at the edge of the gravel pit, so maybe the pilots who go off the track will finish here. To show you what actually happens on the track, we're going to take a tour of the circuit in the Mustang of last year's French Championship. One warm-up round, followed by 3 tours of the track, which will be marked by the judges. Of course, all the pilots must be correctly equipped with a fireproof combination, a cagoule and gloves, with of course a safety helmet. Now, everyone's ready for the qualifications. I came in first place in the qualifications. I'm really satisfied with this result. The conditions will be completely different this afternoon for the battles though. It was a random track this morning, lots of humidity, and it rained intermittently throughout the morning. So the conditions on the track were wet, dry, damp and muddy as well because of the cars that went off the track. So there was lots of gravel too.
So it's going to be interesting the next 2 or 3 hours. But yeah, I feel confident. We've adjusted the car for the rain, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we should be okay.
So the qualifications this morning gave us, as usual, quite a few surprises on a very changing track. We still don't know if it will be wet or dry for the battles which will take place this afternoon, but the public and the pilots can't wait. It's going to be a great show, full of excitement and adrenaline.
Avec du chemin de France, il est parti avec le vent. Victor de Bouleville, allez, Laurent Pouzard. Que notre petit Bordeaux ne fasse pas d'erreur. Il est subi. Et pour l'instant, il n'a subi pas la pression, il reste dans ce. Il a subi la pression. Il a raison. On a un Bordelais. Un quart de finale. Et là, ça part à la fête. Devant. On a les noms parce que on n'a pas les noms. Un nom du gars, mais le public ici. Et encore une fois, l'air 34 qui a sorti le Bordelais est bien placé pour l'instant. Spécialiste de la glisse, dans lequel Pouquet n'a jamais conduit cette voiture, il faut savoir, cette voiture est au Ouest. Et ils sont des... Et oui, forcément, parce que c'est la deuxième. Le Belge mène la manche. C'est notre entre le Belge Namoric et Boutil est pour la puisqu'il a gagné sa manche 8-2. Le Belge il doit avoir les nerfs. Ah oui, et puis il va se trouver du mètre de mécanique. Il va faire l'erreur le Belge. Et le Belge fait l'erreur. Et voilà. Ça part doucement. On prend pas trop de risques. En tout cas, il y a de la pression. Ah oui, on redémarrage, on va recommencer. Et il a la pression, on lui met la pression. Oh là là, qu'est-ce qui lui met la pression l'anglais? Qu'est-ce qui lui met la pression l'anglais? Là, c'est parti très très fort. ça doit passer. L'anglais lui met la pression. Il le touche, élimination immédiate. Élimination immédiate de l'anglais. Ça a touché, hein. Ça a touché. C'est donc Kaufman contre Magalis. Kaufman, je veux dire qu'il y a de l'angle, il y a de la vitesse et il y a de la pression. Vivien Garot qui est devant. Et qui nous fait la faute. Il nous met presque à la faute, le pilote de la 34. Pour l'instant, c'est Vivien. Deuxième de leur manche. En tout cas, Kevin Uniroyal. Est-ce que la peur de l'air, elle est pas de l'air, on ne parle pas de l'air. Allez. Il essaye tout là. Finale avec Kevin de devant. C'est vous. Il faut qu'il essaye tout là. Attention, la finale est partie. C'est déjà parti. La finale est partie entre la Galice. Ah, ça va se tirer. Il y a une petite fête. Il a passé ses... zone de longue derrière aussi. Et tous les noms, bien sûr, procureurs, responsable du crime of Europe, qui était là hier, qui était là aujourd'hui. Et le trophée de notre partenaire BC Racing.
Well, here I am today, French champion, and I feel great. I think I'm going to maintain this level. I think I'm going to make some improvements on my car, or maybe even change it for another one. The car I've got is quite heavy. I think that it gave me more traction and grip than if I'd been in a lighter car. So it allowed me to gain more speed. I'll have to look at the telemetric results. But I'm used to wet conditions. It doesn't bother me at all. Once the track had dried off, the pressure of the tyres was better adapted to it, rather than to a track which was completely soaked. So I was able to get more grip on the second curve, which meant that I arrived at the curve way too fast, and I couldn't get back the control of the car. Well, it's already the end of this second round of the French Drift Championships here in Mérignac. Everything went really well and we're really pleased with the results. And we're really anxious to see you again at the third and final round of the championships at the circuit of Salbris. And vive le drift!